The economy has changed in the last 100 years, and one thing in the economy specifically has changed a lot, and it's the housing costs. Not only the housing costs, but also the increases, the salary increases. They have not been keeping up with the increases of the housing costs. So, for example, you can look this up if you want. 100 years ago, a house would on average, cost somewhere around $6,000, while the annual salary would be around $3,000. Not a lot, you might think, compared to our dollars right now, but like you have to focus on the ratio. Basically, a house would cost on average twice as much as an average income. However, if you look today in the US, the average income is around $60,000 yearly. However, an average house costs $400,000, which is like somewhere between 6 to 8 times as much as the annual income. And why is that a problem? Because now what one person could afford with his yearly income to then afford like a specific type of lifestyle, now you need two people to be able to afford that same lifestyle. And it's only been increasing. And I don't want to know how it will look like for our kids, so like the next generation. Will they need three incomes? That doesn't make sense. Who will have to work to be able to sustain that lifestyle? And the lifestyle of just owning a house, owning a car, paying for food, maybe going on vacation for 6 weeks of the year, like not even that is sustainable, barely sustainable now with two incomes in a household. How will it look like for the next generation? We don't know. Obviously, no one can predict the future, but like we know what's going on right now. And we already know that one income does not sustain a household anymore for a family. And if you're watching this, I probably imagine you want a family, because I do, and you would probably watch someone with similar values to yourself. And this is something that I've been looking up and something that I've realized more and more. Well, and if an average house costs 400,000, you basically need to be making around $200,000 a year to be able to have that same lifestyle that you would be able to have in the US 100 years ago. Something more than $15,000 a month you need to be making to be able to have that same lifestyle. It may sound like a lot, and I mean it is compared to an average salary. However, it's not actually if you run a business and you can make that amount of money, which is one of the main motivators for me to be able to why I do actually what I do, because I do want to make sure, it sounds super cringe maybe and super corny, but I do feel like it's my purpose and why I'm here. You can believe me or not if you want, it's up to you. That's not what I do. But basically, I built a business because I saw these problems. I saw that the life was not sustainable. The way that regular people were living didn't make sense. Two people had to work full time all the time to barely afford what one person would be able to afford back then. People are feeling worse than they did before. Half of the adult population in Sweden are on antidepressives. I was raised in Sweden. So I just saw that something was wrong, and I wanted to live a different life, and I'm currently doing so as now, and I'm still figuring a lot of things out. So I don't want you to see me as a guru or someone who has all the answers, because I don't. I'm just documenting what I'm doing and the way I'm living life. I want to be able to fully provide for my family just with my income alone. That's why I started on this journey 5 years ago with entrepreneurship. I do want to be in good shape. I do want my family to have a better lifestyle, better standards. Hence this journey, and that's most likely why you're here as well. So that's the calculation. You need to be making around $200,000 a year to be able to have that same lifestyle and be able to provide for a full family on your own just from your income. That's pretty much it. But I just had that quick message because I want to make this problem, I do believe it's a problem, and I want to make it, well, observe it, make an observation about the problem, make people aware of it, and see where, like, if the trend continues, it's only going to get worse. But even if it doesn't, even if it stays the same, and for some reason, like, hopefully it gets better, right? And this ratio decreases, and in some reason, maybe the salaries might increase for people. That would be cool. Or if housing would cut down, that would also be cool. Like, the reason why I'm talking about housing is if it's obviously the biggest expense any household might have. It's a house. Rent a car as well. Cars are not cheaper either, probably depending on which country you live in, but I'm talking about the US and Sweden specifically here, because my audience is from the US and Sweden, because of English, and I was raised in Sweden. That's pretty much it. That was it for today. I do have a video explaining the best, not business model. I don't preach business models. I hate business models because there are so many that work, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the best one, this is the worst one, etc., etc. I do believe that online business overall is the best way to make money online. There are a fuck ton of business models, excuse my language. You can choose the one that fits you the best. However, I do have some recommended depending on where you are, your experience, your expertise, where you're starting, if you have startup capital, if you don't. And I break all of the options. I break down all of the options in a single video. I do believe it's the best YouTube video I've done by far. It's super straightforward. It explains all the different options you can choose to be able to make money online, transition, and make a full-time income, and even more, $15,000 to $20,000 a month, to be able to sustain that life where you can fully provide for yourself and your family just from your income alone. So I'm gonna link this video probably somewhere around, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to press on it here down below in the link. Watch that video. It's truly one of the best videos I've ever done on YouTube, and you will enjoy it, I promise.